Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to all you brothers teaching the truth and sincerity. This is Yahweh Don again. Just continuing before my previous video, I was on lunch. I didn't have time to actually get into the New Testament like I said I would. Before I was kind of teaching out of Deuteronomy 28. Wasn't Lamentations, but it was Nehemiah, the 9th chapter. Basically proving that this is a bloodline thing. Although I'm in the New Testament now, just a forewarning, there's a lot of meat in the New Testament. And like I was saying before, it requires some studying to get into some of these words. And I'll do my best to break those, those barriers down. But a forewarning for that. And here we are in Galatians chapter 3. I'm going to start at the 15th verse. It says, "Brethren, I speak after the manner of men." That's what we are, speaking as men through Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It says, though it be but a man's covenant, yet if it be confirmed, no man disannulleth or addeth thereto. As the scripture is preordained, man. It basically has been written since the beginning. Who was going to believe, and who Yahweh and Yahushai's chosen men were. His chosen elect, his chosen 1/3, I should say, the remnant, and then who the damned were going to be, the damned of the other nations. I'm talking about Elam, Moab, Edom, of course. Edom up there is number 1, but the seed of Israel being the chosen seed. So there's nothing we can add or take from this because it's already been written and it's already going to happen since stone. It says, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. It says, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. And that's right. Like I just said, the promises to the Israelites, the Israelite bloodline, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob becoming the 12 tribes like I was touching on before, about how we are our father's sons, man, and our lines go back to the ancient times. And we've lived many times. Because like I was saying, reincarnation is in the scriptures. And that promise was made through Abraham to all of Jacob's children. It wasn't the whole world. Through Isaac and Abraham came the majority of the nations that we have today, through being the son of Noah and Shem. All right, Noah's children, Shem. I can't think of the names. Ham and Japheth. The 3 patriarchs that made the nations, man. And through Abraham is the chosen seed, the Israelite seed. It says, he saith not, and to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is in Hamashiach. And that word Christ there being anointed, that word going back to the original Paleo-Hebrew is the anointed's name or title, and in Paleo-Hebrew, Christ actually is translated to Hamashiach. Christ's name being Yahushai Hamashiach, or Hamashiach Yahushai. But this is a deep verse, man. I'll read it again. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He saith not, and to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed. That's clear, man. So, when you read in other parts of the New Testament and you see how the scripture may portray superficially that the nations are grafted in, that everybody will be saved, why is it saying that there's only one seed that will be saved? Knowing that the book of the Bible is a book of nationalism, knowing that there are many other nations out there. So it's just little instances like that you'll see, and that you should recognize that maybe we should dig a little bit deeper into some of these words and get the true meaning. It says, and this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of God in Hamashiach, the law, which was 430 years after, cannot disannul that it should be, or that it should make the promise of none effect. Basically saying, man, that the Most High still recognizes the covenant. All right. That's what that's getting into, man. It says, and this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before Yahweh and in his son Hamashiach, the law, which was 430 years after, cannot disannul. Disannul being, do away with. that it should make the promise of none effect. It says, for if the inheritance can be of the law, it is no more of promise, but God gave it to Abraham by promise. So initially, the Most High, knowing his creation, knowing that we would go off when we were given the law of the old, sent his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, to be tortured and endure a terrible death and live a perfect life, to spill clean blood for the nation of Israel. And that's what that law of old's going into. Like I said, we're dealing with bloodlines here. So why would the anointed spill his blood of his nation for all nations? And I know that might sound kind of googly-eyed and people might scoff at that, thinking that that's harsh, but that's not my opinion. That's what the scriptures say. All right? And we're going to get into that. It's going to prove my point here if we keep going. Wherefore then serveth the law. So what was the point of the law then? So we're just going to throw the Old Testament away, because there's a lot of books before the New Testament and the Apocrypha, and people hardly ever read those, especially in your average day Christian church. It says, wherefore then serveth the law. What was it for? It was added because of transgressions. So it's telling us the Most High had that because we were going off, till the seed should come to whom the promise was made. And it was ordained by angels in the hand of the mediator. And that's basically, getting deeper into this to explain that it's talking about the elect, and it's talking about the righteous 1/3. The law was for all of Israel to follow, and we know that as Israelites we didn't follow the laws. We still don't follow the laws perfectly. The promise is for the elect that are trying to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability, as well as having that faith in who Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is, understanding his name, understanding the importance of his name, understanding the truth, man, and understanding these scriptures to a spiritual level. There's a lot of carnal, minded people that try and break this stuff down, and they do an awful job at that, because you have to look at these with a spiritual eye and think of it as, when the time it was written, and basically see through the languages that it's been translated in. Like I said, the Greek and Latin. So continuing on, it says, now a mediator is not a mediator of one, but God is one. Is the law then against the promises of God? Is a question, and it says God forbid. So is the law then against the promises of God? God forbid. So the law is still intact, man. There it is. You can't deny that. The law is still intact. For if there had been a law given which could have given life, verily righteousness should have been by the law. And this is what I was getting into. Basically, the law was never going to be followed by the Israelites. We were made to go off, to learn a lesson, to be put through multiple captivities, being in captivity in America right now as well, to learn our lesson for straying away from the laws and commandments that the Most High has made for us as a people, being the Israelites, the blood-born Israelites. So that's where the promise comes in. The 1/3 right now that are in the faith in America that believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that's where the promise comes in. That's where Yahushua HaMashiach died on the cross and was tortured by the Romans, the Edomites, and his pure blood was spilt for the sake of the elect in the 1/3, the blood-born Israelites. But the scripture hath concluded all under sin, that the promise by faith of, and it says Jesus Christ, and like I said, you got to look past that, Yahushua HaMashiach, might be given to them that believe. And this is a sanctified thing. This is it's a unit. There has to be one body under the same law and under the same understanding. So, everybody is never going to be under the same understanding in the whole world. That's why you have all different types of denominations and Christian churches. They are split between each other. They have different belief structures and faith in certain things. And more so for the truth, man. This life is nationalized, man. The other nations are there for a reason. They serve their purpose. And everybody's not supposed to agree and supposed to get along. It says that the promise by faith of Yahushua HaMashiach might be given to them that believe. the elect. It says, but before faith came, we were kept under the law, shut up unto the faith, which should afterwards be revealed. And the faith being the truth in the matter that we're revealing today in America, starting with the elder apostles of Great Millstone and the other hierarchy and the patriarchy. So like it says, but before faith came, we were kept under the law, shut up unto the faith, which should afterwards be revealed. And like I was saying, that's us in America, man. Our eyes were open spiritually through men, and that's the truth of the matter. You get emotional about that, but our eyes were opened by the Spirit through men. You know, the Most High started with his pillars, being the elders, and then has slowly showed his running waters and life and understanding to the thousands that believe across the world in this faith, man. Believe in the Lord's true name is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Believe in the Israelites are going to receive that covenant and that promise that the Most High made for us. And not every Israelite's going to believe that. That's why it says should afterwards be revealed, because we are in the latter times right now. It says before the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Hamashiach, that we might be justified by faith. And not every nation got that schoolmaster. Not every nation of people. You should be thinking about this type of thing. Why did the Most High not put the law under all the other nations? Why was it just the Israelites at that time in the Old Testament? So why would that be any different now, reading the scriptures in the New Testament, saying that the law is not done away with? It says, but after that faith is come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster. Right, so now that we believe that, it may seem that we're not under the law, but basically through Yahushai and through his faith, for him dying for us, basically that is going to redeem the elect, man. Like I was just saying, the law is still intact, like we read in the earlier scripture, and at the same time, the elect are going to be saved through faith. So, you know, we're not going to be able to keep the laws all the way, but that doesn't mean that they're not still vitally important. That doesn't mean that they're not something that we should keep in mind when we live our lives right now or in the future. Like I said, the Most High didn't just waste his time making the Old Testament. He didn't just have it there for people to look back and say, oh, the Lord messed up and the Lord changed his mind in the New Testament. The Lord is not a human being. He's not a man. He is much greater than that. That's something that you have to understand, especially if you're going to try and be in this faith, man. It says, for ye are all the children of Yahweh by faith in Yahweh Shai Mashiach. And see, this is where people will get kind of fucked up. They'll be like, well, if I believe in the Most High, then I should be saved. Yes and no. Unless you believe in the true God, which is the God of the Israelites, and his name is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and you believe this truth in truth and sincerity, and are a part of the body, then this truth isn't for you, man. When it talks about for ye are all the children of God, this is a very personal letter that the Apostle Paul wrote. These New Testament scrolls were very personal writings at that point to internal brethren. It wasn't declared out in front of everybody until after the fact. You know what I mean? It says, for as many of you as have been baptized into Hamashiach have put on Hamashiach. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Hamashiach Yahushai. Now, like I said, Jew or Greek. Now, you might think that's an Edomite, or you might think that that's a different nation. But like I was saying in my last two videos, the Israelites have been spread amongst all the other nations. So at this point, when the Apostle Paul and the other apostles were giving their epistles and they were teaching the laws and the faith under Yahushai, they were preaching to everybody, because much like today, when you're in the faith, you have to go tell everybody and see where their spirit's at. You have to fish. It is written, we shall be fishermen of men. And really quickly, I'll grab that to prove that. Why would we have to fish amongst people if the law is going to be for everyone? Fishers of men. I'm sorry, just give me 1 second. Right there, Matthew 4:19. And he saith unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. In the New Testament, why would we need to fish if everybody was already caught? Ask yourself that question. If everybody's saved and everybody is grafted in, then why would we need to fish? Everybody would just be okay. So why was who the world calls Jesus Christ, being Yahushua, saying that he was going to make his apostles fishers of men? And then I'll end it on Romans 3. Just to prove it, my point here in the New Testament. Let's go to Romans. The Ock just sent me the Romans 3:31. I knew it was at the end. Salakia. Okay. Feel free to go ahead and read all this chapter, but I'm just going to go to the point where, what I'm trying to make at this point. It says Romans 3:31. Seeing it is one God which shall justify the circumcision by faith and uncircumcision through faith, do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid. Yea, we establish the law. That's heavy, man. Do we then make no good of the law? Basically, make void the law through faith. Just because now we believe in the Messiah being Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the true doctrine, does that mean we don't have to follow the law? This is the Apostle Paul telling you again. God forbid. No. Negative. Not happening. Says, yea, we establish the law. That's what we're doing. We are law bearers, man. If you're in this truth under the doctrine of Great Millstone or any other doctrine, and you believe in the faith, the correct faith, as the body, man, then you understand that the law is not done away with. We are law bearers. We are word bearers. And if we're lucky enough, we will die for this word. That's all I got for now. Shalom.